Hello and welcome back to the Four Horsemen. My name is Paul, representing Diecast Graveyard. Myself, along with Tom from Spork Syndicate, Skip from Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, and Ron from Somo Diecast, make up the Four Horsemen. This month's guest horseman is Gargoyle's Den, and the theme is movie car. Now, you could do a movie car, or you could do a TV car, or anything associated with the film industry. Well, my pick is the Monkey Mobile, and I remember this car as a kid, and every kid my age wanted this car because it was absolutely cool, and it was formed out of a GTO. Well, this car is one of a kind, and I found this one here, and I'm going to do it for the Four Horsemen build. Now sit back, grab your favorite adult beverage, and join in today as we do the movie car theme.
It's time to start the autopsy.
Let's get this apart and break down the pieces. Now, this one initially was made by Husky, which later on was sold to Corgi, and they started putting their stamp on there. But the older ones are named Husky on the bottom. Well, here's the body, and as you can tell by the wing windows here, the roof is separated from the window pillars, and they're going to have to be repaired. So we'll definitely look into that. We're definitely going to have to strip this down, get rid of the old paint. Here's the base. Now, the suspension actually works pretty cool, but we're going to replace these wheels because they're pretty darn lame. And we'll put in some really cool wheels that actually look like they belong in the car. And look, this one comes with all four monkeys inside the car, which is also pretty darn cool. We'll clean this up and we'll paint that up also. Here's the engine. The exhaust pipes were just little nibs on there, so we're going to have to make those stand out a little bit better. We'll use some aluminum tubing and we'll fix that up. Here's the windshield. We'll have to clean that up and dip it in some Pledge Revive or some Gauzy to get that all fixed up. Let's continue on. Here we're going to strip the car. We got to get all that old paint off. Make sure that you cover everything with the paint stripper here. I'm using Citrus Strip, or as I like to call it, the embalming fluid. Knock off any excess that you don't want on there, and then set it on a tray until all the paint peels off. And then once you do that, you're going to clean it up with some degreaser and make that look better so you can put some paint on here. We need to get the base too because that's all painted up. Now we'll let that set for a while. Let's move on. We got all the paint stripped off there and cleaned up. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to have to fix the wing window, etc. Here I'm using some paper clips or some cotter pins. That's the word I was looking for. We're using some cotter pins, and I got a really big kit of cotter pins from Harbor Freight. You get like 500 of them for like $3 or $4 or something like that. But these work pretty good. Put a little bit of super glue on there. We've also got some baking soda, which will strengthen up the cotter pins as you put them in there to replace and repair the windshield and the wing windows there. So put a little dab of glue on there. I bent the hood up a little bit, or the roof, so I can get more glue underneath. And now you want to sprinkle it with the super glue or the baking soda. Yeah, that one pillar broke on the other side too, so we have to replace that also. This part is not fun, but if you want to repair something like this, this is definitely the way to do it. Yeah, I fiddled with this for quite a while before I got it right. Once you get it in position, then just leave it alone. Now the other thing I did here is once I got that little cotter pin in there, I squeezed down on the roof to get it to hold the thing so it wouldn't keep coming out with the tweezers. Now I'm sprinkling it with baking soda. This makes a really hard finish, so you can leave these pins in there and they will become part of the car. Now you're going to have to sand those down to get rid of the excess glue, but you got to be careful there because you don't want to remove too much of the super glue that's holding it in place. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. We got that to dry. We're going to have to put the other two pieces in there for the back of the pillars to help support the windshield. But we'll get those inserted and we'll get it fixed up. But so far it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with the way everything is coming along. Now if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the comments. I do my best to answer all your questions. Now these exhaust pipes on the engine are pretty darn lame. So I've got this little aluminum tubing, and I'm going to put, once I file it down here, I'm going to put a little needle in there, and I'm going to widen the end to make the exhaust pipe look like it's a little bit flared out. I'm using this little dental tool, and I'm turning it around to widen out the end of the tube. Sorry for the angles there. There we go. Now you're going to do that for the 4 tubes on the one side, and then you're going to do it for 4 tubes on the other side too. 2 sides of the engine. Now file it down and get rid of the lip on there. That's looking pretty good. Now we'll get some glue and we'll glue that to the engine. That's looking great. Let's move on. Here I'm putting them on the little nibs. And again, I got to do that 7 more times. Do your best to try and make sure that the lengths of pipe are the same. That side there, the nibs were broken off, so had to glue the little pipes on in place. There we go. And they're not exactly even, but they look pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Not bad for homemade exhaust pipes. Now let's test fit it. Now the other thing you have to worry about here with a car like this is once you get this in, you also have to make sure that the wheels are going to fit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Like I said, we just have to make sure that the wheels are going to fit here. Let's get the base and we'll try that. There we go. Okay. There's enough clearance from the exhaust pipe to the wheels. So that's going to work out just great. That's looking good. Let's move on. Here I'm going to polish up the body with my flitz, because I want to change the color. The former color was red opaque. I want to make this with my Spectre Flame Red, and that'll be really cool. Let's rub that in. You don't want too much of the polishing paste on there. Let's speed this up. Now is a really good time to enjoy your frosty adult beverage. I'm really happy with the way this polished up. Look at that. I can't wait to get that paint on there. It's going to look awesome. Now we're going to scrub it down with degreaser and get it all ready to go. Looking good. Let's move on. I went ahead and painted it with my Spectre Flame Red, which you can get at diecastgraveyard.com. Check out the website, and there's all different kinds of paints on there that rival the Spectra Flame paints. But the Spectre Flame paints are my own mixture, and I mix everything myself. So check them out today. Now we're going to replace the wheels, and I've got these beautiful Samed wheels, and I use them almost exclusively when it comes to customizing my cars. Check out samedwheels.com. You won't be sorry. They have a great product. Enrique Samed is an incredible man, and he loves the Hot Wheels community. So check it out at samedwheels.com. And I know that I sound like an infomercial sometimes when I do this, but I want you guys to know where I get my products from. We painted the roof white. Now, one of the things you do have to worry about when you're painting white over a Spectre Flame color is that sometimes it'll bleed through. So you have to be careful when you do that. Here I got my own decals that I made, and you can check out my decals at, again, diecastgraveyard.com. I want you to know where you can get your stuff to make your customs look great. Let's squeeze out the excess with a Q-tip. That's looking awesome. Now we'll flip the car around and we'll put the monkey's guitar on the other side. Now we're going to take care of the windshield. We cleaned it up as best we could, wiped it down, polished it up. Now we're going to dip it in the Pledge Revive. Now Pledge Revive, if you can find it, is expensive. But overall, for how much you get in a bottle, it's definitely worth it because it'll last you a very, very long time. Wick off the excess, put it in some type of cover, and cover it up so you don't get the dust bunnies all over it. That's looking awesome. Now here's the finished product. Here's the body itself. Got the white roof all done. Got it all clear coated with my Diecast Graveyard 2K Clear. Here's the base with these beautiful Samed wheels. That looks fantastic. There's the old wheels. Man, were they lame. But now it looks great. Here's the interior with the monkeys. I painted it all white to match the roof on the car. That looks great. Here's the windshield with the Pledge Revive. That looks great. And here's the engine with the new exhaust pipes on there. That's fantastic. Now let's put everything together and give my creation life.
Life! Life, do you hear me? Give my creation life!
And here's what we started with. This Husky Monkey Mobile. I love these old cars, and I love restoring these old cars. Now, you can find these on eBay for a fairly reasonable price. So if you're looking at doing a restoration of one of these cars, go ahead and pick you some up. It's a lot of fun to restore. And again, using your Samed wheels, and if you want the car to look better with the Spectre Flame paint and all the other products that I use to do my car here, if you got any questions, just reach out. Now, if you got anything out of this video, hit the like button, mash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and I can teach you some things on cars. And check out the other guys too. Tom at Spork Syndicate, Ron at Somo Diecast, Skip at Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, and any of the other builders that have contributed to the Four Horsemen builds. They've got some great stuff, and I love their talents. And here's the finished product. Man, what a difference and a transformation from the old car to this car. And this is the way it should have been. I love this hobby. I love what I do as far as cleaning up these cars and fixing them. I love providing products for you to help with your hobby and help you make the cars that you want to make. But again, reach out, check out some of these other videos, and you'll have a lot of fun with this. And I can't tell you enough about the guys that participate in this. Now, there's a bunch of other guys in the recap videos that come up. Check out their YouTube channels too, or if they don't have a YouTube channel, you can check out their Facebook page or their Instagram page or TikTok or whatever like that. And the other best part about this is you don't have to have social media to do these builds. Look at the calendars. Have a lot of fun. You can check out the calendar for the rest of the builds for the rest of the year at 4 Horsemen Diecast on YouTube. All you have to do is stick with the theme. You can use any casting. I want to thank you for joining me today. Thanks to Gargoyle's Den for being the guest horseman. Thank you so much, and cheers.